Hey guys, so for this video I decided to do a little bit more inner research and kind of figure out some things that work for me for being mentally strong. Now if you've ever read this blog post, you will know that in high school I suffered really badly from insomnia and I left school and I was bullied a little bit and there was like a whole mess of things that sort of happened to me in high school that helped me better myself to be who I am today, which also helped me develop the concept for MAE movement, which is my company. I compiled it into a more easy access, easy to understand video for you guys on things to avoid to be mentally strong. Now you're probably thinking, what does that mean? Being mentally strong can help you in so many ways in your life, whether it's your career, your school, something that you're striving towards. You have to be mentally strong to do it. You can't go out and say, I'm going to run a marathon and not be mentally strong enough. You might be there physically, but the mental and the physical go together. Okay, so number one, do not waste time feeling sorry for yourself. You are in control of how you feel, and you have the ability to manage that emotion. So when you don't have an outcome go your way, it's your decision of how you're going to handle it. One thing that has always kind of resonated with me is being grateful no matter what the circumstance. So it's finding that gratitude and the awareness in the bad times that I think can help you understand circumstances better. You should be able to come out of trying circumstances stronger and willing to take on the next risk. Giving away your power. It's when you let other people or other things choose for you. You know, just because someone ruins your day doesn't mean that you have to let it. You have the ability to change your response. So that's number two. When you're mentally strong, you embrace a challenge. Change might seem kind of scary for everybody, but it's the ones who are willing to really go after it and be okay with that uncomfortable zone that can help you build your strength. One of the biggest issues I have personally with people is when they complain about certain circumstances and I'm like, really? Like, why dwell on it, you know? And I think to just not complain is like a great one, because just don't. Most of the time, that's just wasted energy on things you can't control. So complaining about it's not going to get you anywhere ahead. It's just going to set you 3 steps backwards. And my advice, number one, it's technically number 4, just don't complain. Okay, number 5, this is somewhere where I definitely need to build my strength up, and it's people pleasing. When you're mentally strong, you have willpower to tell people no, even if it's something, you know, you feel like you need to do it, you're trying to be kind, or, you know, you're a people pleaser, but sometimes there are just things that like you really don't need to say yes to, and that's okay. You don't need to say yes to everything in life. If you feel that strongly that you don't want to do it, why say that you're going to do it? Don't do it. You know, I think so many people worry about what other people think, and you just can't let that get to you. So try not to care too much about what other people think of you, as long as you know in your heart that, you know, you're still being kind, you're just being honest. So I think mentally strong people look at risks and fear a little differently than non-mentally strong people. I think if you're afraid of it, you kind of shut it down completely. When you're strong about it, you kind of assess the situation, you look at the pros and cons, you know, and you take the risk. But it's like an intellectual risk. Don't say no automatically to something that scares you. Chances are, and this is one of my favorite quotes, life starts outside of your comfort zone. You know, some of the greatest things that happened to me when I had someone who had to give me a push, because there were times where I was like, I can't do it, I'm afraid, like, what are they going to think about me, like, I'm nervous, and it was usually my mom. It was like, go do this. Like, I wouldn't have, you know, gotten to meet a lot of the YouTubers that I did at IMATS or Joe Jonas if my mom wasn't, you know, like, get the fear out of your head, you know, go do it. So definitely you can't be afraid to take risks, because you might miss out on really awesome opportunity. no good is going to come out of just dwelling in the past. You want to exert all of your energy into a more positive way of thinking. How many of you know the definition of insanity? How about doing something over and over and over again, expecting the same results, and then nothing happens? It's kind of like when you go into the refrigerator because you're hungry, expecting something to be in there that you know is not in there, but you keep checking the fridge anyway. Or like if you think you have a pair of shoes in your closet and you keep looking in your closet for shoes and you never have those shoes, you keep looking, that's insanity. I'm not saying just because you look in your closet or your fridge you're insane, but the definition is to repeatedly do something expecting something different. Being self-reflective in a very productive way can help you to not make those mistakes. Assessing what you did wrong the first time and looking, okay, this didn't work. What can I do differently to try a different outcome? It might still not work, but at least you know you're trying something new. One thing that's been really interesting being so young and having my own business is I see people who are a lot older than me who are successful. And I have to try so hard sometimes not to feel resentful because of what they have. And, you know, I try to always be really proud of people and excited for them in their success as well. So, you know, if you have a friend or someone who you know, look up to who's super successful, you know, be happy for them and know that your time's going to come too with the right attitude. Do not give up after failure. So many people, you know, throw in the towel after, you know, they can't do something one time. And so many of the greatest successful business people, entrepreneurs, and, you know, so even celebrities, music producers, whoever you want to, you know, is successful in your eyes, has, you know, failed. And it takes multiple times of trying, you know, different things to finally get that outcome that you need and that you want and that defines your success. So do not give up, keep striving forward, and it will come to you. I happen to love alone time. I think it's a great, you know, chance to reflect on your day, how you're feeling. I think journaling is really a great thing as well. And, you know, you can't fear being alone. You don't want to be codependent on people all the time. It's, you know, you can have your greatest thoughts when you're by yourself. So sometimes you just need to kind of step back from everybody and just be like, all right. Sometimes I think ego gets in people's way, and you don't want to ever act as if the world owes you anything. You know, success is something that you must earn. And hard work, determination, and not giving up and having a good attitude about it is going to get you there. So don't ever kind of walk around sulking saying, you know, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Well, you can, you just need to work for it. So, you know, like I said, you can do it. You just got to stay focused. I think a lot of people want instant gratification. You know, our world is so fast now with social media, and you see vloggers and celebrities and people just coming out of nowhere who get instant famous or instant fame, and you're like, wow, like that's so fast. How do they do that? You know, it takes a lot of time, and you don't want to give up after the first time, and, you know, keep striving forwards to what you want. Like I said, you got to be in it for the long haul. If you really want success, you need to be willing to put in years of work. You know, and I'm still working. I mean, I'm still at the very beginning of what I want to do. And I celebrate each milestone, you know. Don't look at, you know, well, I don't have my website where I want. Well, that's okay. Like, you know, once you get all of those plans lined up and every time you successfully do something, celebrate that. Be excited for that. Keep a log of what you're doing so that way you can see how you've achieved things, how you've grown, and you kind of have like a little scrapbook of your work. And one last thing that I wanted to mention, because some people might watch this video and they're like, I'm in high school, why do I need a video like this? Trust me, it is so much better to think kind of about your life at this stage, if you're in high school, maybe you're in middle school, about the future, because, you know, if you focus too much on the right now, which is when you're in middle and high school. Sometimes you get caught up in that whole world, and then by the time you do get out, you're like, whoa, what am I going to do with my life? I don't know what I want to do, which is fine. You know, we all grow. We have years and years of growing, but it's also kind of nice to have some sort of a idea of what you want to do. And if you ever think that you can't do something, whether it's like starting your own business or a fundraiser or just whatever it is, trust me, it can happen. You know, you just have to want it bad enough and work hard, do your research on it. And this can also apply for other things too. Mentally strong people, you know, besides work-related things, you know, like I said, it's a fitness thing, it's a relationship thing, and it all goes back to loving yourself too. If you don't love yourself, you're not gonna be able to function at your best. So that was my tip for today, and I will talk to you girls later. Bye.